Hello, it's week 19 of season 3 of the Andy Griffith Show. This week's episode title is Class Reunion. Barney, what's up this week?
Andy and I are moving an old trunk out of my ruining house's basement into Andy's garage. And it falls apart, so we start looking through all the old things in it, and we find our old high school yearbook. And we look at Andy's picture, and then at mine. And then we see Ramona Wiley's picture. And I say, "Don't you remember how crazy she was about me?" Well, it was all one-sided. I mean, I wasn't interested, but she really had a case on me. I'll never forget one note that she wrote me. "Barney beloved, the tears on my pillow bespeak the pain that is in my heart." And then we see a picture of Sharon Disdain, Andy's old high school girlfriend. And we both start wondering where she is and where they all are, and how nice it would be to see them all again.
So Andy gets the idea of planning a class reunion.
And I say, hey, that's a great idea. I wouldn't know where to start, though. But we get a committee together, and we send out invitations, and soon Mary Lee comes in, and she tells us that 28 of the 35 people that were invited have answered, and they've said yes, they're coming. But Sharon hasn't answered yet. Ramona has. She got married. And I say, cheer up, Andy. We'll hear from Sharon. And even if she don't come, we're in for the time of our lives. Yeah, the old orange and blue. And then Andy and Mary Lee and I sing the school song. And then at their reunion, I helped Andy remember names by looking at pictures in the yearbook. And then we decide just to be honest and just tell folks we don't remember their names. So the first guy we meet in that new method is Ramona Wiley's husband. And he goes to get her. And I say, what am I going to do, Andy? I don't want to wreck a marriage.
But it turns out she remembers Andy, but not you. She thought you were the bartender.
And I'm upset about that at first. Then I get over it. And then I tell Andy, how about a little turkey on rye? You ain't feeling sad, 'cause Sharon didn't show up, are you? Tough break. But then she does show up. And Andy says, well, I'll be dogged. And everyone watches as they meet up and dance. And then they take a walk together. And they admit to each other that they've each changed a little. And they remember high school graduation night. And then they kiss. And then they remember the fight they had later that night.
Yeah, at first they can't remember what the fight was about. And he asks her to stay in town for a while. And she says, no, she has to get back to her work in Chicago. She says a person can't live up to his or her full potential in a small town. And Andy disagrees. And they go back and forth on this issue for a while.
And then they remember that this is what the original fight was about. It's what kept them from staying together after high school. But they go back in for one last dance anyway. And then when Andy and I are cleaning up, we sing the school song one more time.
That was a nice episode. We'll see you next week for episode 20 of season 3.